Ես Gevorg-ն եմ, Zero ընկերության տեխնիկական տնօրենը եւ համահիմնադիրը։ Շատ շնորհակալություն, որ մնացել եք ու եկել եք։ Ժամը 3-ն է, դուրսը շոկա պատկերացնում եմ, էլի ինչ ծանր է ասենց իվենթի մասնակցել։ Բայց հետաքրքիր է լինելու, վստահ եմ։ Այսօր կխոսանք մենք արհեստական, մի հատ հարց տամ, like do you want guys English or Armenian? Any preference? English. Oh, perfect. Let's do English. Okay. So today we'll speak about AI in risk-averse industries. And we will share our path, how we implemented AI-based solution in one of the most conservative industries, which is legal. So a few words about Zero. So who we are and what we do. So we provide automation solution for legal industry. Actually, it is productivity automation. So we are intelligent layer between the user and the legacy system. And we help the professionals to be more successful and efficient in their day-to-day operations and be more focused on more we are saving time and give them ability to focus and spend time on more creative stuff. So we have established in 2014, we have 70 team members around the world, particularly in 5 countries. And our clients are, among our clients are the largest law firms in the world. And recently we have announced that the largest law firm in the world became our client. So this is super exciting because imagine that a big portion of our technology has been designed in Armenia. In Armenia, where we don't have super large law firms with 1,000 attorneys there. We don't have that an enterprise culture that we can learn from. We are not familiar with those workflows. And our guys, our team, learned that, what is very far from them and created innovative solution which has been adopted and now used in largest law firms in the world. So this is super exciting, and this shows that, in this world, there's no boundaries. It doesn't matter where you are, you can create a great solution which will be adopted overseas by, for example, the most conservative industries. So what we are going to cover. So do you know this guy? Yes. Cool. So, and now we are going to tell how we make this guy to collaborate with AI. Because you can imagine, so how busy this guy is. He started he was studying in Harvard. He's every day does litigation, and outcome of his work is can be millions and millions of dollars. And we want to make him to work with AI. And it is very not very easy task, but we will show how we accomplish that. So this guy was working in legal industry, and let's speak about some numbers in the legal industry. So legal, it will take 100 largest law firms in the world. In 2020, their revenue, the combined revenue, was $128 billion. So it's just 100 firms. And what is interesting, there was 5% increase in comparison to 2019. And let's go to 2020. Do you remember? It was COVID time, lockdowns, layoffs. People were closing the businesses. They're not paying for the rents and so on. So the business were going down. But still, this industry was going up. Because every single problem, attorney is needed to solve that. And that's why in this business, it keep growing even in crisis times when entire world is in crisis. And if we'll take just one particular law firm, for example, Gilbert and Ellis, it is American giant. So in 5 years, their revenue has been doubled from $2.5 billion to $5 billion. We are talking about one firm. And so you can conclude, so in this business, everything is good. You know, like they're growing, they are generating a lot of revenue, and everything is fine. And because of that, the risk-averse culture is coming. When you are a vendor and you are going and say, you know, I have a solution, so you will become more successful, they say, you know, like I'm super successful and everything is working. And they are, at first, they're understanding what's the risk of your solution. So if, let's say, if like there's a 96% chance that you'll increase their efficiency and 4% of the chance that you will like harm and, you know, make some part of some partners not efficient, they will not use your software because they've created that mechanism with generating revenue. And the change management there, like, do not change anything because it's working. And as a vendor, you need to pass that path of like the risk averseness and show that there's no risks. It's the first thing that, guys, there's no risk and we just adding value. But there is no way that we can harm your processes. And only after that, this conservative like industry can allow you to enter inside their offices and tell what you are doing. So it's very important when you're already inside and you want to tell about your solution, what you are doing, regardless that you are like, you know, a tech startup, your AI is the core thing that you are develop. Don't start with telling about the AI that you know how your technology is advanced. These clients are interested to learn about the solution. So what the solution is? Where is the ROI, the return of investment? The security, you need to make sure there's no security concerns. Regard to the change management, you need to make sure to prove there is no changes in the workflows, usual workflows that the professionals have, the pricings and so on. And only like, you know, the last step that they may be interested and maybe not if you'll tell all more details about your AI. But usually our clients are not super interested in that. And this is very important when you are going to sell your software. For example, I am like the CTO. And luckily, I'm not the guy who is selling our software because I'll go and start from point 10, right? Guys, we have a great technology, it's AI on the edge and so on. But luckily, we have like, you know, sales who knows that you need to start from point 1. Yeah, but still, in a backend, you need to have like, you know, your AI strategy. And we have chosen for us the vertical AI strategy for our solutions. It means that you have an end-to-end solution. So you are covering entire path from the data to the end user. And in that case, you have the good is that you have the feedback from the end user and you can, you know, reinforce and improve your technology. But another thing, you need to make sure that the users will start use your product, which is like a not very easy thing. Another thing, you need to focus on single flow, like, you know, your use case, and you need to master that. You need to take into account every single case which is possible there. Because, again, a lot of professionals, everyone has their unique flow. And you need to make sure that it will not be broken and they'll be able to continue their work. And, of course, as a company, you need to make sure that flow is big enough so you can grow inside that organization. And also it is enough so you can go to the adjacent verticals. For example, outside of legal. So where we are going now, it's just like, you know, management consulting, accounting, and so on. In our case, we started from the classification of the unstructured data, which are emails, which are documents, and what we do, we classify them per project, per clients and matters. So document came inside the law firm where we know what is the client and matter of that, and this is the fundamental thing on which like an entire like, you know, ecosystem is being built. And we give two solutions. The first solution is our time automation solution. So what we do, that every single activity that attorney do during their day, we track, we classify, we create a narrative, and we add to their time entry system. So they just focus on their work, and we cover all that, routine task of creating some time entries. And we have a research that 96% of professionals are finding that to collect time entry reconstruction and timekeeping process very frustrating for them. Our solution is the Athena. So basically we do the same thing. We are classifying the content, and we are helping them to the professionals like attorneys, their secretaries, to archive that content to document management systems. And this is like the law firms need to be compliant, and it is very important to do that process, but it requires manual work. And as I showed that guy, who was studying in Harvard, he said, okay, guys, I was not studying in Harvard to do that manual work, and they are not spending a lot of time on that. And Xero is here to to help them and automate that process, so they can focus on the things that they enjoy more. Now, very important thing when you are creating a solution in our legal industry and in industries which are similar to legal, the solution should be complete. Because as a startup, as a AI guys, we can say the most important is our AI engine and the productivity solutions that we are providing. But again, for them, if you are in the category which is known, for example, timekeeping category or document management category, there are features that another vendors have, right? And you need to make sure that you have the similar features, so you will not break the flows. You will not break the flows. And I can give you some example. For example, let's assume the Tesla, right? So why Tesla is popular? Why Tesla is popular? So it's electric, right? And also they have some tech, right, regarding self-driving car. But let's assume it will not have windows, or it will have there will be no seats or no back seat. So it means regardless advanced technology, it still should have the same minimal things that another cars have, right? And the same is with the enterprise software. Yes, you have the key differentiator things. You have the AI. You have these intelligent assistant features, but still you need to have another basic features which professionals need. And another thing is your AI-based suggestions should be reliable. It is again very important thing. And again, I'll take the Tesla as an example. So do you have that? Do you know, right? So Tesla has self-driving feature. And a question. So let's assume the Tesla is in the place where it's very messy. Let's assume the streets of Yerevan. So what do you think? How their AI self-driving feature will work? Question.
Crap input, crap output.
Actually, yes, if it will, that makes sense. But actually, what will do with their AI? It will not work. It will turn off. Because they see that there's a chance that their output will be not good, the crap, as Hajik mentioned, and they don't want to ruin their reputation, right? It will just turn off. And the same thing what we are doing with our suggestions. If we are not sure about the output, if we are not sure about the accuracy, we are just not giving the suggestions to the person. And with that, you are building that relations, you are building the trust. Because it's better to have suggestions for 30–40% of the cases, 50% of the cases, and they are really reliable, in contrast to give suggestions for 100% of the cases, but half of them are wrong or not very accurate, And that's the very important thing which help us to overcome that obstacle and make the professionals to collaborate with AI. Another thing, so we are having clients which love our product, they are using that, they are collaborating, they are paying, and our price is not very cheap, everything is great, but then we are going to another client, which is the same size, you know, the same check, the professionals are like their flows is the same, but we see that to sell our product and to work with those clients, it's more complicated. And we want to understand why. At first, these are like two types of clients which are very similar. And then, you know, we read more about like, you know, classic literature. And there's a thing like, you know, the crossing the chasm. When you are creating the software at first in enterprise, at first, you know, the best users for you are the buyers who has like the mentality of the innovators, you know, who want to pioneer the technology, and they love that they are using the technology which is very new, and they are the only guys, you know, in the industry who are using this kind of software, and they are your best friends because, you know, they are incubating your technology. So and now next you are going to already early adopters who already treat you as an enterprise vendor. They already want to make sure that everything is well documented. You know, you do what you say, you have the quality, etc. But still, in back of their mind, they know that you are a startup. And the problem comes that these kind of early adopters can be like a large law firm, like which is in top 50 in the world. But it's the mentality of the leadership. And then you are going to another law firm, which is like the same level, but they are already early majority. And in their case, it is like everything is different. They want to make sure that they are not the first who is like, you know, as a client who has like, you know, particular set of features, using particular set of features. They want to make sure that you are already, you know, like have tens of similar clients, that you have referenceability, that you have recognition of the industry, that you are partnering with vendors inside the industry, that your support level of your support is the same level as, for example, Microsoft, and so on. And you need to make sure that you have, like, you know, enough early adopters, that you will grow and be mature as a company, so you will be able to jump and cross that chasm. Otherwise, if you'll go be like, you know, not very prepared for this early majority, you can go with them, and even one single bug can be a huge problem for them. They will start panic, you know, you are giving them a software which has a bug, you know. We know every single software has a bug, but you don't have that credibility that they'll accept that bug from you. But once you are there, for example, in our case, you know, we have partnership with another largest vendors. We are already around 8 years. We know them. We have, like, you know, the same issues, we have bugs, and they are fine with that. And that's the thing. So you need to have that, you know, credibility. And then already you are going to late majority, and these guys, when let's assume that we are going and wants to, like, you know, several $100,000, for example, budget for Zero, they assume that everyone in the room already know about Zero, and they say, yeah, sure, take this budget. And laggards, just like, you know, then they're working, and the Zero is already just someone is bringing to their, like, you know, system, because it's become already industry standard. And but still, you know, like when you are passing that chasm, and there are some kind of clients, you know, who are helping you and who gives you, like, you know, that you are doing really great a job. And when we receive feedback from our users that they can't live without our product, it is that thing, you know, which gives us a lot of energy, and the next day we are coming and continue to innovate and provide new great, you know, features to our clients. So one day we received an email from one of our clients, and it was like the secretary, and she's asking, so can Johnny work the same way on other machine? Because it works perfectly in my machine, but I have, like, you know, afraid that it will not work the same way on other machine. And our support guy is asking, like, who is Johnny? And she said, so Johnny, oh, Johnny is your AI. So they named our, like, product, our AI, Johnny. We were asking, why Johnny? And they said, we had a guy who was filing emails in our organization and was doing that job great. And now your AI does the same job, and they named our AI after this guy. And this means so our quality of our product is so good that they named it. So they personalized that. So we really create a colleague for these people, and it's just really great. And the next phase, when you are already successful, in the large organizations, when you are building trust, then as a vendor, they value you, it opens a lot of advantages for you. And when we're starting for more on-prem solutions, after the market giving us ability to give already, cloud-first solutions, and where we already can create much more, cover much more cases, and we have introduced our classification engine, Hercules, which is already a server-side solution, which gives to cover entire flow from data to classification, and where we are using already various machine learning models to cover various cases. And then we are already connecting not only with our automation models, but already we are giving ability to connect with their third-party automation tools such as UiPath, Blueprint, and so on. So Zero becomes the smart automation engine inside the law firm, and we are already moving into their ecosystem. And we couldn't do this in a day one. So you need to pass entire path, and then you have ability to provide already more infrastructural product and be in the platform play. So that's all. Yeah, thank you, and I'll be very happy to answer your questions. Yes, please. Great question. So since we are in automation and productivity, so zero means zero time wasted.
Hello. Looks like you have access to all the documents of all the lawyers. So are they happy with that? Because you need to train on that data, you need to run the inference on that data, and you said you run it on your own server. So in an encrypted way, so it's a little bit.
Yeah, great question. So that's the thing that concern, like security concerns, are number one. So yes, we see that, but there are two things. A, it's done on-prem, and the second, in their environment. So even our servers is in their environment. If it's a cloud, it's managed by them. So nothing as a Zero, as a company, we don't see that. We don't see that data. They'll never work, with a startup which sees that data. So it's a great question.
When you train the model, you train it
on their side.
So your person goes there and...
So it's like different flows. The good thing that in legal, why we are very happy that we are starting our journey from the legal, because there's a lot of labeled data, and also we have a human in the loop, because we have end users, and actually they provide us feedback. So we have an ability to train and improve our models totally on their side. But there can be some cases when our guys are going, yes, we have a customer team, who goes there and set up the things and train and run. We have called Coach AI Hub, which is connecting with their internal systems, download all the data, do training, and we understand which models are performed the best for that particular client, and then we already use them in our main product. Any more questions? Please.
How many actual AI do you have? You mentioned Apollo, you mentioned Athena, Hercules?
So actually, the AI is our Hercules, which is our classification engine, and Apollo and Athena are solutions based on that. So one for document management, another for timekeeping. And yeah, like, you know, we were thinking what kind of names to give to our products, and think that, you know, the impact is so big, so we just, like, you know, choose a name of God. So very humble. More questions? Cool. So you have 5 minutes. Thank you.